Have 5 movies to review today in like a quick roundup style thing. I'm going to be talking about The Menu, See How They Run, All Quiet on the Western Front, Weird, and The Banshees of Inisherin? I don't know. I'm just going to be quickly blowing through these, not too much in-depth detail. These are just 5 movies that I've seen over the past couple of weeks now, and desperately need to get out a video. So yeah, this is here for you guys. So let's get right into it. First up is See How You Run, or See How They Run. This was a murder mystery that I saw on HBO Max. I don't know, it kind of came out and people mainly forgot about it. It has a pretty star-studded cast. It has Adrian Brody, Sam Rockwell, the girl from Lady Bird, whose name I never remember. There was a decent amount of stars in this movie. I found it to be a fairly standard murder mystery movie. I had fun with it. It had some style. It definitely took from stuff like Knives Out and a lot of Wes Anderson's, style. In my Letterboxd review, I wrote it was a decent mesh of Soderbergh and Wes Anderson, and I think that's kind of the best way to describe this movie. It was well performed. I thought the visual aspect was pretty decent. The lighting was weirdly plasticky, and a lot of it felt super, I don't know, Netflix original kind of throwaway visual style. But it mainly worked for me. It was a fun time. I kind of instantly forgot about it after I watched it, but it's still a decent movie, and I would recommend at least one watch of See How They Run. So I'm going to give it a light B minus. Next up is All Quiet on the Western Front. I was very excited for this movie just because the trailer really grabbed me in, and just the visual style of the film, really. And I have to say, this is one of the best war movies we've gotten in a really long time. It really is an anti-war movie just because it takes that whole war is hell genre to an entirely different level and shows a lot of grand scale and really sweeping action scenes, but ones that leave you with like a pit in your stomach, ones that make you kind of frustrated and upset with how this actually happens, and this has been going on for pretty much the entirety of humanity's existence, and just how pointless it really is, especially from the perspective of a side that is not normally favored in war movies. Just kind of seeing that they were people who were brainwashed, who were convinced that they were doing it for their own country, even though it was just highbrow politicians forcing them into war because of their own egos and stuff. I liked that we got the perspectives of like the politicians, the general, and the soldiers. I thought that was a really good storytelling aspect, just because you got to see just how meaningless these conflicts are and how it is really driven by ego. I thought that message really hit hard. The visuals in this movie are absolutely beautiful. I thought it's probably the best cinematography we're going to get all year. I liked the characters a lot. I thought they had a good relationship with each other. I thought they seemed like genuine friends. And again, the horrors of watching these characters, go through war atrocities and stuff like that really not resonated with me, but hit pretty hard, I would say. And it's more effective than other movies like 1917 or Saving Private Ryan, just because I feel like it hits so much with more of an impact by kind of breezing past a lot of cliches. It's on the same wavelength as Dunkirk, with just putting as much anxiety and as much stress into the viewer's mind as possible when watching it. I don't know. I really, really loved All Quiet on the Western Front. It's definitely is going to have a pretty high place on my best of the year. It's getting a strong A. The Menu is up next. I saw this with a bunch of my friends and Cam, and it was pretty enjoyable. I didn't know how to feel. I saw the trailer so many times to where I kind of flip-flopped being excited about it or not. But I would say it mostly delivered. I really, really liked The Menu. It was a really good movie to go see in the theater with a bunch of people, just to react to it, because it is very on its toes with its storytelling. It keeps you guessing a lot. Ralph Fiennes and Anna Taylor-Joy really look like they're having a lot of fun in these roles and just kind of playing with it and going along with the absurdity of the entire movie. I thought the premise and the setup was really well done. I thought the visual style was really great, how it kind of felt like an avant-garde cooking show sometimes with the way they would show the dishes or the different scenes. A lot of it genuinely took me aback, and I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Um, and I like that it was in a confined space. My only real gripe with it is its third act. It kind of fizzles out a little too much. The eventual climax really didn't do it for me. I thought it was a little clunky and could have used a little more, just a couple of rewrites to really have more of an impact, because it just kind of is a piece of information that's told to us that immediately um, impacts the ending. And I don't know, it felt very clunky to me. But the eventual like ending shot was awesome, and what happened to everybody at the restaurant was really cool. I don't know, this was just a really really fun thriller that I had a great time with seeing it with my friends in Cameron. So I'm gonna give The Menu a strong B. I really like this movie. Weird, the Al Yankovic story, is a parody of Weird Al's life story and is a parody overall of musician biopics, and I really had a lot of fun with this movie. I had no idea it was a parody. It was pretty ridiculous at times in the beginning, but I didn't know they would just go the route of, we're just gonna tell a completely untrue story, go completely balls to the wall with it, and I thought it was great. Yes, it was lacking in visual flair sometimes. It felt a little too. It was a Roku original, and I feel like you could really feel that. With a lot of like these streaming services originals, the movies kind of look the same and look more like TV episodes than they are movies, which can be an issue. And this movie definitely felt that. And it was mostly just absurdity. There wasn't any like great storytelling or anything like that, and it breezed by. It was just a very funny movie. It reminds me a lot of Pop Stars Never Stop Stopping, but just slightly worse. I definitely put that movie above this one just because that was a lot more clever, and I felt went with it a little more. And where this movie could sometimes over rely at, hey, we're winking at this, look at this. Like, that's normally in these kinds of movies. Isn't that funny that we're referencing it? Um, there was just bits of lazy writing all throughout the movie that kind of hindered the experience. But Daniel Radcliffe was phenomenal, and I think when they chose to just completely go overboard and do something mind-blowingly stupid, or not stupid, but crazy, I really had fun with this movie. So I would definitely recommend this one more than some of the other movies I've been talking about, just because it is an absolute trip to watch. But it doesn't have much of a staying power once it's over. But it's definitely a movie to watch with friends and to watch at like a party or something, because it is very 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 entertaining, if not the best thing I've seen all year. So I'm going to give Weird a very strong B. With the final movie I'm going to be talking about, the Banshees of Inshurin. I'm going to say Inshurin because I was saying Ernshire, and I just realized that I was way off. This is Martin McDonagh's return. He hasn't made a movie in a while, and Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell also return. My dumbass, I had never seen In Bruges before this movie, and I thought, oh, this might be a sequel to In Bruges, and it very much wasn't, especially knowing the ending of In Bruges after watching it now. But I was excited for this movie. It looked really, really good, and a lot of people were raving about it, and I loved it. I thought it was really great. It moves at a snail's pace at times. Like, it is very, very slow, and you have to be patient with it. I was honestly getting a little bit bored towards the beginning, just because I thought, okay, something needs to happen. Come on. But the movie started getting much funnier. Both of the performances are absolutely stellar, and I love how both actors really commit to their performances. I thought the Irish humor was really, really funny. It's probably is a very, very well penned movie. I don't know, the comedy was so sharp, the ridiculousness of the entire overarching plot the way the characters interacted with each other, the way that the small town really felt like a small town, like everybody knew each other. Um, I really felt that a lot of uh, extra effort was put into the script of this movie to really make things not idiosyncratic, but in that vein. Also, the visuals were gorgeous. I really thought that the setting complemented them really, really well, and made for I don't know, just an experience I didn't think I was getting, but one that I was pleasantly surprised with. It might be my favorite Martin McDonagh movie now. I'm not sure. All of his movies kind of sit at the same level for me, but I really really love the Banshees of Inshrine, and ooh, excuse me, I'm gonna give it an A minus. So that's it. Those are my quick thoughts on those movies. I will be getting another movie review out sometime, but until then, I will see you guys later.